I think anytime you get to help people, if you're wired a certain way, it makes you feel good. But I think the impact that we can have here can be generational. It's not necessarily just the person that you helped, it's their family and your family and the next generation of both families. You know, I mean, a significant life insurance policy can fix a family for a long time. Sean and Heather have been friends of Michelle's and mine for a long time, years and years. They opened the gym here in Shrewsbury.
I met Sean at the gym that I went to. He was a trainer. The reason he even got into fitness so serious was because his mom passed away from a heart attack when she was 50.
We came to Primerica. Sean and Heather were actually on our top 25 list, you know, the first 25 people we wanted to talk to. They knew they had needed to do something, they just hadn't quite gotten around to do it. They were procrastinating.
I'll be honest, at the time I didn't think it was important. And then, you know, with talking with Doug and him stressing the importance and just, you know, going over everything.
She was a little more cautious about it and a little more analytical, but it had to make sense and she had to see the value in it. So once she saw it, she was all over it.
Sean was, how do I say? He had big dreams.
We got a phone call from a friend of ours who used to work at the gym, and she was like, "Hey, I got some bad news for you." And I was like, "What?" You know, and she said, "Well, Sean passed." And I was like, "Sean who?" And she was like, "Sean Madden." I was like, "No way."
So Sean had a heart attack, massive heart attack. So he called me and he said, "You know, I think I'm really feeling that great, and I'm gonna just go sit in my office for a little while." And someone said to me, "You better go check on him." And so I went to check on him. And yeah, that's when I got to the gym, and one of the trainers was with him and, you know, giving him CPR, and, you know, we went to the hospital, and I think they worked on him for a little bit, and then they came and told me, and I look back and I still just, it was like this, I was in a dream, you know, I was just in a dream and it wasn't real.
Yeah, you just can't, that's just not something, it wasn't gonna happen to that guy. You know, he was the most physically fit human being I've ever met in my life. We ran into Heather a week later at Sean's wake, and I said, "Whenever you're ready to talk, just let me know." And she goes, "You know, how about now?"
Because when Sean passed, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like gonna be, I mean, besides the whole loss, which was unbearable, just the whole financial end of it. I'll be honest, at the time, I didn't 100% know what I had.
And so I told her how much she was covered for, and her relief was visible.
You're in this terrible situation. It was almost like, that one extra burden was not going to be there.
I knew Primerica would be there because I'd heard so much about how great Primerica was at taking care of, you know, the death claim, and I know that Heather's financial future is secure, and we did that.
You know, professionals like Doug that can actually sit down and talk to you about the importance of, you know, life insurance, investing, etc., all this that you kind of really don't want to think about, right? Because everyone says it's not going to happen to me. I said the same thing, you know, and it can, and it's just so important to be prepared. Never in a million years would I think that I'm sitting here doing this interview today.
If we hadn't have sat down with them, if we hadn't have talked to them, their life would have been dramatically different. That time that she now gets with her children, she might have had to spend in a job somewhere. So So I think it's made a tremendous impact on them.
It's comforting that my kids will always be taken care of. I don't think they'll ever have anything to worry about financially. You know, it's just the emotional stuff that I can focus on with them, with the loss of their father, and not have to worry financially for them, especially in their future when they go to college and that kind of thing.
That's a powerful feeling when you're sitting down with somebody, because you know darn good and well that God forbid they ever actually have to use their policy, that you can, and it's going to be there for them. You know, people that you think are squared away, they're probably not. They're probably not. So you probably ought to get in front of them and try and find a way to help them out.